Wow. There's no way Lexi's starting. There's no way. Oh, not dropping Dewana already. It's too early. It's too early to drop Dewana Bonner. And I understand Lexi's earned a starting spot. It's too early. It's too early. They're starting 5. If you guys agree, if you guys disagree, or if you guys agree, either way, subscribe. I mean, has this been their best 5? Has this been their best 5 so far? Like, we've got Stephanie White in pregame saying that, as Stephanie White about Clark's comments on balancing the offense and the Fever will find that, she emphasized the most talent Clark's ever had around her and the team is gelling to maximize that. Cited how CC improving as a screener can get her looks too. CC improving as a screener can get her looks. But, like, who's going to be Draymond? Who's going to be Sean Livingston? Who's going to be, who's going to be all these players? It's bad enough that you've literally got NBA Twitter. You've got one of the NBA Twitter accounts. You've got basically a Lake Show Yo type player. They went for specific players that don't complement the offense. They literally went and said, you know what? We want to play a motion offense and have Caitlin Clark off the ball. So what are we going to do in the offseason? We're going to sign a whole bunch of the offense stops here type players. We are signing an entire team of the offense stops here players to surround Caitlin Clark and play her off the ball. Like, and at least they got Sophie Cunningham. Sophie Cunningham, like, if you're going to play Caitlin off the ball, at least start Sophie. At least start Sophie. I mean that. Like, I can't deal with Kelsey Mitchell point guard anymore. I can't deal with Kelsey Mitchell point guard. All she has basically done is said, and like like I'm reading Robin Lundberg, what she said in the interviews. Like, Caitlin Clark said there's a balance between playing on the ball and off the ball and getting the rock in her hands. That's when I'm best in transition. Everybody knows that. As the Fever are still learning. Everybody knows best in transition. Other than their coach. Great teams are going to take that strength away. Coach White on Clark and getting the Fever, everyone involved, and not relying on her talent. So basically, she's basically just said, good teams are going to take Caitlin Clark away. So instead of trying to, figure out a way that we can get Caitlin playing to her strengths, we're just going to relegate Caitlin Clark to a damn decoy. She's as good as said. We're going to keep playing decoy if teams keep doing that. Like, there was no attempt to get Caitlin the ball. There was no attempt to get Caitlin open in the last game. And it sounds like she's happy. All you have to do to beat the Fever is rotate players on Caitlin Clark and just be physical with her. That is all you have to do to beat the Fever now. And at least Lexi's starting. Lexi starting means there's energy. There's going to be energy. She's a player who runs. She's a player who cuts. There is. Like, genuinely, that is the thing. Someone said, that's not the full context. She said the work would be to find ways of getting Caitlin Clark cutting, coming off screens. Who cares? Caitlin Clark could be Stephen Curry off the ball. But if Kelsey Mitchell goes dribble, step back, foot on the line, long 2, then it doesn't matter. If Natasha Howard shoots every time she touches the ball, it doesn't matter what Caitlin Clark can do. Caitlin Clark could be standing under the basket and Kelsey Mitchell and Natasha Howard are both going to look her off. Kelsey Mitchell had 1 assist playing point guard in the last game. 1 assist. 1 assist playing point guard. At least the Lexi Hull addition into the starting lineup. At least it's better than the Dewana Bonner, because you want to know what Lexi Hull does? She works her ass off. She works her ass off. She's going to run the floor, and the ball hits Caitlin Clark's hands, they just look forward. She's going to run, she's going to cut. There's going to be some positive in running. And the team has looked better with Lexi Hull on the floor. The problem is that Lexi Hull might be a worse offense initiator than Kelsey Mitchell. She might be worse at initiating the offense than Kelsey Mitchell. Not only that, you've got Kelsey Mitchell not playing her game too. Kelsey Mitchell's the best cutter in the WNBA. Kelsey Mitchell is the best cutter in the WNBA. And the teams are... and you are taking the ball out of Caitlin Clark's hands. She's more Tyrese Halliburton than she is Steph Curry, and they're trying to turn her into Steph Curry. They're trying to turn... she's more Halliburton than Steph Curry, and they're trying to make her exclusively Steph Curry. But you know what? All those GMs that said that she was a shooting guard, they might be right. And I mean that. I don't even mean that. She's freaking power forward. She's a power forward. But at least One positive situation is Hull's in the game. First coming off the bench is going to be Breanna Bonner coming in for probably Natasha Howard. That would be my prediction against this team, because who the hell's guarding Stewie? Like, this is not a Natasha Howard game. Breanna Bonner's got to guard Stewie. Stewie's too good for Natasha Howard, and in fairness, John Quell's too good for Leah Boston. Like, I don't know how the Indiana Fever are going to win this game, but they have a much better chance winning this game with Lexi Hull on the team in the starting lineup. They do. They've got to run, they've got to sprint, and to do that, the ball has got to be in 22's hands. The ball has got to be in 22's hands. You cannot have the ball in Kelsey Mitchell's hands. The less time Kelsey Mitchell has with the ball in her hands, the better not only she plays, the better it is. Kelsey Mitchell can give you 17 points on 18 shots on the ball, or off the ball. Kelsey Mitchell can give you 24 points on 14 shots. Like, that is the difference. Caitlin Clark off the ball, ironically, she's a less efficient shooter off the ball. And Caitlin Clark needs the ball because everything she does is in runs. Her points are in runs. Her assists are in runs. Everything Caitlin Clark does is in runs. Everything she does is in runs. So if you take the ball out of her hands, she goes out of rhythm, and every time she touches it, she then starts firing bad shots. It is... I don't understand how you can watch every single team's tactic of getting the ball out of Caitlin Clark's hands and saying, you know what? Yeah, that's fine. If a teams go out there and they're trying to say, you know what? We're going to take the ball out of Caitlin Clark's hands, and the Indiana Fever coach just said, fine. Cool. We'll beat you 4-on-4. And, I mean, maybe they could go and do that. Maybe they could win some of these games. And maybe it could be a situation where Caitlin Clark off the ball and they can win 4-on-4. I don't think they can. Because unfortunately, you have a heliocentric player on your team. You have a heliocentric player who does everything in runs. You have a player who has adapted her game into the pick and roll game, who doesn't get much looks without Caitlin. There is no way that the Indiana Fever have hired a coach to turn Caitlin Clark to pull a freaking Gino. To pull a Gino Oriema. And to an extent, if Caitlin Clark starts playing a shooting guard, if Caitlin Clark is playing shooting guard today, it actually, for the totality of the season, Caitlin Clark playing shooting guard and the Fever losing by 40 might be good for the team. If Caitlin Clark, long term, they go nowhere without Caitlin running the one. They don't do anything without Caitlin running the one. They might win a couple of games without it, but they don't go. They are the 5th, 6th best team in the WNBA with Kelsey Mitchell the 1 and Caitlin Clark. Kelsey Mitchell played the point guard for one season of her career. They went 5-30. It is like, obviously they're trying to figure out how to use her, and they're going to NBA teams, but she is more Tyrese Halliburton than she is Steph Curry. And the problem is that playing her off the ball, as we saw, she did not touch the ball for 8 consecutive possessions. There is no point guard. If you had a true 1-2, if you had an Alyssa Thomas instead of Natasha Howard, if you had to play the Draymond role, if you had I'm trying to think of a Fee in there, if you had a Alana Smith with Leah Boston, if you had a Sonia Citron, it might work. This is not going to work. The Indiana Fever are the female Indiana Pacers. They're the female Indiana Pacers if Rick Carlisle said, Tyrese, you're not taking the ball up. Matherin, you're our point guard. And not even. It's like they're like the Pacers if they told Tyrese he was off the ball. Like, it is. This is not what we want to see. But at the same time, I am very happy with Lexi Hull going into the starting lineup. I'm very, very happy with that. That is a needed change. Would much rather see it be Sophie, but Lexi Hull is a definite player they need.